It was a quiet Thursday night in the village of Nyos. Farmers were home, families were getting ready for bed. The air was still, but around 9 p.m., a deep, low rumble came from the lake. Then, a strange white mist spilled over the crater rim, flowing down into the valley like a silent, deadly river. The next morning, there was no movement, no sound. 746 people were dead. 3,500 cattle lay lifeless in the fields. Even the flies on the walls had dropped. There were no wounds, no fire, no flood. They had all just stopped. What invisible force had killed them, and could it happen again? Today, we unsealed the file on the Lake Nyos Disaster. When the first survivors from higher ground came down into the valley, they thought a bomb had gone off. The village was a ghost town. The scene was surreal. People were found frozen in the middle of daily tasks, collapsed instantly with no signs of struggle or panic. Survivors who came to reported a smell like rotten eggs or gunpowder, a feeling of warmth, and then blackness. When they woke up, everyone around them was gone. The cloud of death had traveled for 25 kilometers, hugging the ground. Anyone sleeping or sitting low to the floor simply suffocated. Scientists from all over the world rushed to Cameroon. Was it a volcano? A chemical weapon? The first clue was the lake itself. Its clear blue water had turned a dark, rusty red. Iron from the bottom had been churned to the surface. You see, Lake Nyos sits on top of an old volcanic pipe. For centuries, magma deep underground had been slowly leaking carbon dioxide into the bottom layer of the lake. Normally, lake water circulates, releasing gas slowly. But Nyos is a stratified lake, where the bottom layer is trapped by the immense pressure of the water above. It became a high-pressure time bomb. Think of a bottle of soda. If you shake it, nothing happens as long as the cap is on. But if you pop that cap, it explodes. Lake Nyos was a giant, shaken soda bottle. On August 21st, something, a landslide or maybe a small earthquake, disturbed the deep water. The cap came off. 1.6 million tons of carbon dioxide exploded out of the lake. Because CO2 is heavier than air, it didn't float away. It poured down the mountainside, a dense, invisible cloud that pushed all the oxygen out of the valley. The villagers didn't die of poison. They drowned in dry air. A few survived. One man, Joseph Nquine, woke up and found he couldn't speak or even shout. He dragged himself to higher ground, passing his family who he thought were just sleeping. They were cold. Strange skin lesions were found on the survivors. At first, doctors thought they were chemical burns, but they were actually coma blisters, caused by a lack of oxygen to the skin during the hours they lay unconscious. Today, Lake Nyos is safer. Engineers have installed degassing pipes that act like giant straws, allowing the gas to escape harmlessly and preventing pressure from building up again. But the horror of Nyos revealed a much bigger threat. Lake Kivu, between Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Kivu is the same type of lake, but it's 2,000 times larger than Nyos and is surrounded by 2 million people. It contains not just CO2 but methane. If Lake Kivu overturns, it wouldn't just be suffocation. The methane could ignite, causing a massive firestorm followed by mass asphyxiation. It is one of the biggest natural time bombs on our planet. Lake Nyos looks beautiful and peaceful today. The grass has grown back over the mass graves. But the science is clear. Nature doesn't need malice to be deadly. It just needs chemistry. The invisible cloud of 1986 is a chilling reminder that the very ground we walk on and the air we breathe can turn against us in a heartbeat. The file is closed, but elsewhere the pressure is still building. Thanks for watching.